Okay, we are back in Logiship. So, we have to decide who's going to die here. If you don't remember the order, Beatrix, Melody, us, Nicholas, Kadashi, Yoshiki, Himiko, Shizuka, and Vladimir. Now, Shizuka and Vladimir can both die here, and I was kind of hoping we could off the Brad, but the third person who can die on this route is going to be Yoshiki, which is going to open up Himiko because she loses her confidant.
Thank you for your selection, and thank you for choosing Die's deletion game as your preferred population restriction method. Please exit the room and await this round's results.
I left the room and watched as one after another everyone else went in to shoot their missiles.
In an unexpected turn of events, it would appear that everyone has chosen to attack in the first 15 minutes, which brings this round to an end. Who'd have thought that you were all so eager to kill each other?
Hey, do we win a trophy?
Well, who am I to argue? Give the people what they want, right? Let's get straight to the results.
If you shoot Melody, Vladimir dies. There's a couple different ways to trigger the Yoshiki death here.
Yoshiki.
Yoshiki looked at the captain helplessly.
Captain, I don't want to die.
Kimiko's face suddenly became desperate.
Please, Dai, don't do this. Yoshiki is necessary to the mission. He's our only engineer.
Nonsense, any of us can just grab a wrench and start smacking crap. That's how the NG does it.
Well, apparently the rest of the crew feel a little differently, Capitan.
What if I can trade places with him?
No, Captain, it's fine.
No, it's not!
I'm afraid the results are final.
Please, Dai, not Yoshiki.
You know the rules, Capitan. Either you cooperate or I kill everyone.
Yoshiki put his hand on the captain's arm, but she shrugged it off.
Fine. Kill us all!
Tears were streaming down the captain's face. Her current state stood in complete contrast to her usual inflammable demeanor.
Captain, you know that's not right.
The captain wasn't listening.
Well, have at it, Dai! Kill us! Show us what you can do!
A malicious smile spread across Dai's features. She was clearly enjoying watching the captain lose her cool.
Captain! Kimmy!
The captain stopped and looked directly at Yoshiki, anger and fear evident on her face.
Kimmy, it's okay.
No, it's not, Yoshiki! It's not!
You can't sacrifice the crew for me.
But I promised I would protect you.
It's okay. Really.
I failed you.
Kimmy, you haven't failed me.
Enough. It's time to decide how you're going to die.
Dai projected a segmented wheel and gave it a spin. The arrow swept over the various options, finally coming to rest on...
Drowning it is! Congratulations, Yoshiki. Supposedly, this is one of the nicest ways to die. That being said, I haven't died, so take anything I say with a huge grain of salt.
Give him enough salt and you turn that into salt water. Eh?
Please, Dai.
The captain was still attempting to bargain with Dai to no avail.
All right, kiddies, let's all head to the gym for Yoshiki's final hurrah.
Dai marched down the hallway towards the gym and we all followed. Yoshiki walked beside the captain who was having trouble regaining her composure.
Kimmy, please. It's okay. You'll fix this. I know you will.
I'm so sorry, Yoshiki. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just fix this. Okay? Now, if you'll excuse me, I believe I have a date with a pool. Now's my chance to show off my beach body.
The captain let out a small giggle in spite of herself.
This is hardly the time for jokes, Yoshiki.
That's where you're wrong. Times like these are the reason we tell jokes in the first place, to help us through tough times.
Okay, rub-a-dub-dub, Yoshiki, get moving.
Okay. I need you to do something for me now, okay?
Anything, Yoshiki.
I need you to be the captain now. Okay? I need the older sister I grew up with. I need you to be strong for me here.
The captain wiped the tears from her cheeks and straightened up.
Thank you.
Yoshiki offered the captain a warm smile who was now attempting to hide her grief. We finally arrived at the gym. Dai had rematerialized next to the pool, forcing us to come to her. She seemed particularly pleased with herself as she watched us file in.
Last call for Yoshiki. Please enter the pool.
Yoshiki made his way over to the pool and jumped in next to where Dai was standing.
Ugh, watch it. You'll ruin my hair.
Take care of Kimiko for me, okay?
You're asking me of all people. Have you not heard what I did to everyone else? Of course.
She likes it best when you annoy her.
Oh, that's a given.
No, I don't.
Alrighty, watch your head, Yoshiki.
Pool glass cover now in operation. Please stand clear. A pane of glass emerged from the edge of the pool and covered the entire pool's surface. Filling pool, please stand clear. Suddenly additional water began pumping into the pool, raising the water level. Slowly but surely, Yoshiki was buoyed up towards the pane of glass by the rising water. As the latch shivered, he tried floating on his back in order to breathe the little oxygen there was left. Eventually, however, he was completely submerged under the water, beneath the sheet of glass. Panic began to set in, and he started banging on the glass. The entire room was silent but for his bangs. It wasn't long before the room fell silent. Anyone know Morse code?
It's done, Dai. Now let me retrieve him.
I don't think so, Captain. He'll remain where he is for the next hour, just to be sure. After that, you'll be free to do as you wish. You humans are far too resistant to drowning, in my opinion.
He'll turn up in the pool filter eventually.
That's a wrap for this week, guys. Great work today. You all fought hard. I'm so proud. The next round will start shortly, so go and get some much-needed rest. Dismissed!
As soon as Dai released everyone from the gym, the room emptied very quickly. No one wanted to stay there longer than they had to. Only the captain and I remained behind, standing beside the pool. Captain, I'm sorry.
Me too.
Is there anything I can do?
Leave me, please.
I wanted to say more, but I could see that the captain needed some space. Just as I was about to exit the gym, I heard her speak.
I'm sorry, Yoshiki. I'm so sorry.
Who pegged him for being a fan of Aquaman? Just saying. She had crawled under the glass of the pool and was currently lying above where Yoshiki's body floated, lifeless.
You always were much more tolerable when you were sleeping.
She visibly winced at her own morbid joke.
I guess I need to work on my material for your sake, Yoshiki.
She giggled to herself awkwardly in between bouts of tears. I finally left the gym and headed back to my quarters. Even after I had crawled into bed and closed my eyes, I swore that I could still hear the captain's anguished cries. So, on a real serious note here, we are finally actually in the male romance routes other than Kadashi. Both the captain and Shizuka are romanceable. I slowly opened my eyes as the sound of crying filled my ears. I slowly sat up, looking around my room for where the sound was coming from, but my room was empty and I was alone. Well, Yoshiki also would be a romanceable option, but he's not with us anymore. He went all drowny, as I called it in NG. I closed my eyes and continued to hear the cries when I realized the sound was the captain sobbing last night replaying in my head. Kimiko. I lay looking at the ceiling for a few minutes before checking the time. 6 a.m., eh? I didn't want to think about anything. This whole situation was just so much to deal with at the moment. I wanted to stay in bed, snuggle deeper into the sheets until nothing could hurt me anymore, but all I could hear were the captain's cries. Unable to get the captain's cries out of my head, I thought it'd be best if I went and checked up on her. I wasn't sure just yet on the relationships between all the crew, but the captain appeared to usually keep her distance from everyone. That must have been very lonely. I hopped out of bed and headed towards the captain's quarters. I arrived at the door to her quarters to find Vladimir standing outside. Vladimir?
Oh, good morning. Well, as good as morning can be, I guess.
Hey, I'm having a better one than Yoshiki is. Vladimir forced a smile that looked both embarrassed and confused. Let's just agree that it is indeed a morning. I smiled at Vladimir to try and ease the tension. Vladimir let out a quiet chuckle.
That I will surely agree to.
Now let's go drink on it.
So, what are you doing here?
I was actually coming to check on the captain. You?
I am here because of Melody.
Melody?
After last night, Melody was upset because the captain was so upset. So she sat up last night and made her a card to try and cheer her up.
That's so sweet. Vladimir smiled, but his eyes glassed over as he did.
She said she knew how much it makes you sad when someone in your family goes away, and wanted to tell the captain that everything will be okay.
Just to be safe, Vladimir, you better not have fed her after midnight. Just saying. We had a close call yesterday when she almost got wet. I don't want to risk it. Melody is mature for her age.
It's unfortunate that she's being forced to deal with these issues and lose her childhood.
It really is. I'm sorry. Vladimir let out a sigh as the captain's quarters opened and Melody appeared.
How'd it go, sweetie? What happened?
I went in and tried to get the captain the card, but she wouldn't come out from underneath her blankets. But I could see her. I could see the lumps underneath the blankets.
Go jump on the bed a bit.
So I climbed onto her bed and I hugged the lumps. And I told her everything was gonna be okay.
And what happened?
The blanket started crying.
Did she come out?
No, she didn't. I just hugged the lump for a while and it cried. And then I put her card on the bedside table and left.
Good work, sweetie.
Do you think it made her feel better?
I'm sure that it will when she looks at it.
Okay, well, let's leave the captain in a rest. Let's get you back in your cage. I mean, let's go help Kadashi with breakfast. Melody's face lit up as if Christmas had come early.
Really?
Yep.
Do you think he'll let me stir something?
Vladimir nervously laughed as if aware of his daughter's cooking abilities.
I'm sure you can ask him nicely.
Melody had already started skipping off down the hallway and towards the kitchen before Vladimir had finished his sentence. Vladimir turned to me and put his hand on my shoulder just as he was turning away to follow his daughter.
The captain is a proud woman who struggles to ask for help. She has been ever since she was a child. Please, do your best to be a person she can turn to.
Vladimir cut me off before I could respond.
She has no one really that she can turn to on this ship. She has always tried to maintain distance, and the only one who ever got through that wall was Yoshiki. She needs someone, and you're the only one that can.
I looked into Vladimir's stern but bleeding eyes. I understand, and I will do my best.
There's a good lad.
Vladimir firmly patted on my shoulder before disappearing down the hallway. I now stood alone in front of the captain's quarters and took a deep breath. Okay, let's do this. As I went to press the door intercom to ask for entry, the door itself opened. Kevin must have set it to open. I stepped inside slowly. So check it out, she has her yarn there. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for her to knit Yoshiki a life raft. Just saying. As I entered, I could see exactly what Melody had described. A lump underneath the blankets on the captain's bed and a handmade card on the bedside table. The lump moved slightly as I made my way into the room. Through the blankets, a muffled and broken voice emerged.
Who's there and what do you want?
I stopped in my tracks and swallowed as I replied. Captain, it's me, Hero.
What do you want?
I wanted to make sure you're okay. I'm worried about you. You're probably the most likely one to go postal here. The lump under the blankets cleared her throat before speaking with her usual stern tone.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I know that you aren't okay, and that you're saying you're fine. That you saying you're fine is you deflecting.
Of course I'm okay. Why would I not be?
Because of yesterday. Did anyone ever get him out of the pool yet?
That was upsetting, but it's over.
Seriously, at this point it's going to be extremely bloated. We're going to need like 2 or 3 guys to get him out. You have to remember each gallon of water is 8 pounds, 8.3 to be precise. Although, they probably do weigh less in space. At least come out and lie to my face.
Go away. I'm fine.
If you can come out from under there and look me in the eyes and say you're alright, then I'll go away. The lumps under the blanket shifted and moved until something resembling a person came out. Purple hair emerged from the top of the blankets, followed by shoulders. It looked like the captain was facing me, but it was hard to be sure, as she was mostly hair. She brushed some of it back. Her eyeballs were pink, and her entire face had a flushed tinge to it. The hair around her eyes was so puffy it looked painful. But she did her best to look at my face.
I am...
She burst into tears again, unable to keep up even the most feeble pretense.
I failed him.
You also failed Sora, but I don't hear you talking about her, you jerk.
I'm so sorry. I tried. I did. I tried.
Of course you tried.
No, you don't understand. I told him it would be okay. That he'd be okay. He believed me. He trusted me.
Sometimes things are just out of your control. It's not your fault.
Then whose fault is it? I'm the captain, aren't I?
Are ya? Yes, but...
Then I am at fault.
She couldn't even finish saying his name. She broke down into tears again, her whole body shuddering with every loud sob. I very much doubted that hugging would help, but I couldn't think of what else to do. I sat down on the bed beside her and put my arm around her. She was stiff and tense, but didn't pull away or ask me not to touch her. The captain was sitting with her face curled to her side, and she kept leaning forward like she was trying to fold herself in half. Then she'd rock back again.
I tried.
She had started to soften into my touch, and she no longer sat rigid, but leaned into me as I began gently rocking with her. I know that.
Do you think he knows that?
Of course he does. I know he does. This brought on a fresh torrent of sobbing. Kimiko was almost pushing me over, falling into my support, so I pulled my arm tighter and shifted a little to make myself a more stable anchor.
Thank you.
She was pushing the hair away from her face again, forcing it behind her ears. She was normally so neat and orderly, with her hair carefully groomed. I hadn't realized there was so much of it. It's okay. Being captain doesn't mean you're not allowed to have feelings.
They're my crew, and I know I'm not supposed to. I have to look out for everyone, but he was like my little brother. He was my little brother.
I understand. You're meant to be impartial, but I don't think loving someone makes you a bad person. Or a bad captain.
Thank you for saying that.
It's bad choices that make you a bad captain. Why are we here again? You know, Melody left you something. Should we take a look at it? The captain nodded slowly as she did her best to regain composure. I reached over and picked up the card Melody had left. There was a big orange smiley face on the front and some blue love hearts in a line along the top and bottom.
She's such a nice kid.
She's very empathetic. Makes me sad that we lock her in the cage all the time. Though I'm not sure that's a good thing in our current circumstances.
Poor kid.
Kimiko opened the card to read what Melody had written inside.
Dear Captain, I'm very sorry that Yoshiki has gone like my mummy. I hope you feel better. I drew the ego lounge for you.
I thought perhaps she'd cry again, but maybe the captain was out of tears. Instead, she sat up straighter, almost proudly.
Great spelling. She really is such a wonderful child.
We both looked at the drawing. The trees and vegetable garden were neatly drawn, and it was easy to see what they were supposed to represent. Melody had obviously put some care into her picture. She's a better artist than I am. Kimiko smiled.
And me.
Yahoo! Everyone's favorite AI system is here. My, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? It would be such a shame if someone were to mention the deletion game. Ahem.
Could I please have all crew report to the dining hall for briefing immediately? That is all.
Dai's manic voice hollered through the speaker system at brain-melting volume.
All right. Apparently I have to get dressed. I'm going to have to order you out of here.
Yeah, I might go blind. I left the room figuring that since I was already dressed, I'd better make my way to the dining hall as quickly as possible. It would be best not to risk aggravating Dai. I was the first to arrive. The twins came in right after me.
It's not enough we have to play her stupid games. She's gotta wake us up early, too.
Tell me about it, Beatrix.
Bloody sadist.
Nicholas let out a cheeky grin.
Beatrix is not a morning person.
Kinda wanna go back to sleep. Just pretend I'm dreaming.
Yes, I know what you mean.
When Vladimir and Melody arrived, only the captain was left, and Dai.
Did you have any luck?
Where's Shizuka and Kanashi? I didn't have time to answer before Dai appeared.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to see you all here promptly and ready to play. Wait, where's Captain Crybaby?
Fortunately, there were a few seconds before the captain did arrive, and she probably missed Dai's cruel jibe.
Nice of you to join us. Late. What happened? You have to get the red eye flight? Get it? Red eye? Crying? Red eye?
Oh, she could just be on drugs. You consider that, Dai?
Why do I even bother bringing my A material for you people? Such a waste. Well, I guess that's not completely fair. I mean, Yoshiki always laughed at my jokes.
He's not laughing anymore, is he?
Where is Yoshiki? Oh, right.
Dai shot a side smile at the captain, who was struggling to hold it together before continuing. Tension in the room was incredibly thick. Don't hold your breath, everyone. That's Yoshiki's job.
All right, I can't hold in the excitement any longer. Welcome to round 4 of the deletion game, Bidding Wars. I have noticed a certain lack of, what's the word? Teamwork! So I have specifically designed this game to help us grow as a crew, but more importantly, as a family. We have to work as a team and trust one another if we are to get through this together.
Cut the crap, Di. One of us will die. Teamwork is not on the cards.
Well, it is now, 'cause I said so. If you would all please turn your attention to your tablet devices, I have made you a short video on the rules.
Yeah, we're skipping this.
So the game will be played, and the bidding wars end on Sunday, a week from now. This is pretty exciting, right? Now, would you like me to explain the rules again myself, or just skip straight to the fun?
Skip.
Wonderful. Everyone's up to speed.
So, Team A will be made of Hiro, Shizuka, Vladimir, and Kimiko, and Team B will be Kadashi, Nicholas, Melody, and Beatrix. So, this complicates things quite a bit. So, is there like a Melody route or something, or... Okay, maybe you go on one of the routes. Okay, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So if we win, we go on the Shizuka route. If we lose, we go on the Kimiko route.
What?
Dai pointedly ignored the objection. In case you didn't see it, you have Melody on this team and Vladimir on our team.
What?
Dai pointedly ignored the objection. And remember, no talking with the enemy from now on or else. Team B, would you please exit the dining room and make your way to the rec room? I will be there shortly to allocate your team captain, but A does come first in the alphabet, so Team A goes first. Nicholas and Beatrix got up and left, but Kadashi was having a little pink tear problem on his hands.
I want to stay with Papa.
Di says we have to go outside.
Papa.
Please, Melody. Come outside with me and I'll explain this game to you.
No talking to the other team now.
Vladimir was sitting stony-faced, his eyes closed. I could see the way his eyes screwed up, concentrating on not speaking to his daughter, wincing every time she said his name.
Nicholas is on our team. You like Nicholas, don't you?
Melody quickly forgot the situation.
One time, he let me put his Band-Aid on.
Kadashi's face looked a bit surprised, but he worked with it.
Well, let's go out and talk to him. Maybe he has more Band-Aids.
We can put a few in your cage.
But Papa needs me.
Why don't we get him a Band-Aid too for later? He won't mind if we go out just for a while, okay?
Melody looked back at her father, very unsure about this, but Vladimir wasn't looking at her. Maybe that helped her to believe Kadashi.
Okay.
Good girl. Come on.
Melody held on to Kadashi's hand and he let her out.
Yuck. I thought they'd never leave.
Me too.
I can't go a week without talking to my daughter. She just lost her mother.
Dai shrugged.
Hey, rules are rules.
You make the rules, and this isn't fair.
Hey, I designed the game to be challenging. Not talking to the kid is a compulsory side quest.
This is a new low, Di.
Oh, sister, you have no idea how I can get.
They kind of omitted a word there. Dai winked to the captain and visibly rolled her eyes at Dai. Can you get lower than Yoshiki? He's about 6 feet under right about now.
Now it's time to allocate the team, order, and choose a captain.
I can be captain.
I said it would be random. Pay attention, Bossy Bessie. I've preloaded 4 cards on your tablets. You can choose one whenever you're ready. The person who chooses the card with the bunny on it will be the team captain.
How do we know it's random? You can make the cards whatever you want. I've already preloaded my cards on all your tablets. Once a card has been selected by someone, it cannot be selected by others. Once all cards have been assigned, they will reveal their face.
But who picks first?
What do I care? Just pick.
Shizuka carefully studied the 4 cards simulated on her tablet screen.
They're numbered 1 to 4 here, and the bunny is under one of them randomly.
Dai rolled her eyes.
It's not calculus. Just pick one.
I take 3.
Next.
I'll go last.
I'll take 2. Vladimir?
Vladimir had been sitting back, glaring at Dai, but not shouting anymore. Guess he knew Dai wouldn't change anything. She was being cruel on purpose.
1.
Which leaves with card number 4. This game is such a thrill already. Lucky number 4. Congrats, Captain. Now it's Team B's turn. Any last questions?
Do the point values have to go in a particular order? Like Shizuka always has the most and I always have the least?
Oh no, that would be boring. You can allocate them any way you want, as long as there are at least 2 people with points.
So that means the team captain can screw me over and leave me with no points.
Don't give me ideas, Shizuka.
That's not my problem.
Don't worry, I won't do that. I would.
Agreed. It's in everyone's best interest to play fairly.
Shizuka still had something of a pout, but she nodded like she believed us.
Well, this has been an absolute thrill ride. But Team B awaits. Remember, no talking to the other team, under any circumstances. No excuses, no exchanges, no refunds. No correspondence will be entered to. Toodles!
Dai disappeared and Vladimir immediately got to his feet.
This is outrageous. She can't do this.
She's murdering the crew one by one.
Where will Melody sleep? Who will feed her? What if she has nightmares?
You can trust Katashi. And Nicholas, for that matter.
She can't negotiate. I could just give her no points.
Katashi wouldn't let that happen. And the twins aren't monsters.
They just look like them. Vladimir did not seem convinced. He kicked the wall.
We need to talk strategy. Here's what I'm thinking. If we use high numbers each round, say 7s, 8s, and 9s, that will probably put us ahead of them as a team. However, there's 4 of us and only 3 rounds, so if that plan does fail, one of us won't have had that high number, and that would make them the one to die guaranteed.
Fine. I'll do that.
Captain, you can't just...
This is deliberately cruel.
They're going to be trying to predict our behavior, and Katashi knows I'll be strategizing. In which case, maybe we should not go with my first instinct. But their first move might be to counteract what they think ours will be. So we could focus on beating that.
Kimiko was just staring at the table. She didn't seem to be taking in what Shizuka was saying. Neither was Vladimir.
What if she hurts herself? Or gets sick?
There are 2 medics on her team. They'll take care of her.
She needs her father.
So, if they predict we'll be playing one high number, they'll counter with one high number.
The room was a mess. We may have all been on the same team, but I don't think anyone was on the same page right now. Hang on. Calm down. Go slower. Captain, what do you think?
In which case, we can play mid-range numbers and beat the low numbers or zeros they give for the other 3 players.
Huh?
She can't just take a child away and expect.
All 3 battles will be played one after the other, and there will be very little time in between to strategize.
It's sadistic.
Captain, are you okay?
But if we go in with the first round plan, we can also have some options for the second based on likely contingencies.
Sorry, what?
She's 6.
The third battle might be harder.
Our team was divided. I need to get this under control. Wait. Stop. Everyone, just stop talking for a minute, please.
But
Hold on. Okay, here's what I think we should do. Captain, I think you should go to bed and get some more sleep. She was clearly still struggling from the previous day's game, and I didn't blame her.
Yes, I don't feel great.
Shizuka, we have a week, so I think you should put together 3 strategies and then present them to everyone later in the week. We can vote on them.
yeah, that's a good idea. I need time to figure everything out.
Vladimir, you and I should go to your quarters. We'll gather together some things that Melody might want to put them somewhere in plain sight with the door unlocked.
Thank you. That would help a lot.
You should mention it to I too. I don't think Dai would like us passing messages, but if you just tell I as a point of interest, it's not your fault what she does with that information.
Good thinking.
Thank you. I'm going to lie down for a while.
Go ahead and sleep. Just make sure you don't do like Yoshiki does and sleep with a fish.
I'll get to work right away.
Kimiko and Shizuka both left for their own quarters, and I accompanied Vladimir to his.